All right. What's up? How y'all doing today? Time for another Thursday Night Live. Thank you for joining. Let me just go to the, you know how we do this. Let me go to the YouTube. Let's share this page over on our Facebook channel. Don't forget, as soon as you get up in here, hit that button down below. Soon as you get up in here, hit that like button. Soon as you get in the video, let me know what you guys think. Hold on a second. Let me put this up in here. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. Alright. Hit that like button if you like these videos. Alright. Alright, there we go. Alright, we up. Because it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up. Oh, I hate that song. Alright, what's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. Back with another Thursday Night Live for y'all. Get up in here. Don't forget, as soon as you join the stream, if you like these videos, hit that like button down below. If you're here right now, hit that like button. If you're here right now and you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, y'all. We need to get to that 10,000, so don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button down below. I know you all seen the news. It's all over the news. Young Thugger, Gunna, and a whole slew of people scooped up by the authorities. A whole bunch of charges. We're going to go through some of the charges tonight. We're going to go through some of the instances. Will some of these gentlemen receive life in prison? We're also going to talk about, are the authorities doing the right thing? Are the authorities doing the right thing, targeting gang members, targeting people that have excessive guns, that's felons that are supposed to have guns, targeting people that have excessive amounts of drugs in their home? Are the authorities doing the right thing? Is this fair? Is this fair what's going on with Gunna, Young Thug, and all of these other associates that were scooped up? So we're going to talk about that today. I see Diamond Onyx is in the building. Diamond Onyx, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. How's everybody doing tonight? Don't forget to hit that like button down below. And again, today we're also going to talk about this Saturday, man. Verzuz is coming. This Saturday, Onyx versus Cypress Hill is coming. Who you got? I need y'all to hit the comment section down below. Let me know who y'all got for the Onyx versus the Cypress Hill this Saturday night. Verzuz this Saturday. This is going to be a big one. We're going to talk about that tonight as well. We're going to ask tonight, who's going to win? Who do you think is going to win this Verzuz? Is it going to be a landslide? Cypress Hill, this is in their town. This is their hometown, yo. Or Jamaica Queens, Onyx going to come up in here and smash the building. Are there going to be any features? Are there going to be any guest appearances? Hit the comments down below, man. Let me know what y'all think about that. But we're going to start off with Young Thug tonight. And I see Tracy Sandy's in the building. Tracy Sandy, thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Diamond got some comments. Diamond said, this topic is rough on me, boss. How many of a time was this case going? I believe I read that they started this case in 2012. So approximately a 10-year period, approximately 10 years, they have been working on this case. 10 years. So Diamond, I think that they've been working on this for upwards of about 10 years. Diamond Onyx says rap lyrics. We're going to talk about rap lyrics tonight. Diamond says, please explain what RICO stands for. Let me get the wording on RICO. It's something to do with like drugs and firearms and stuff like that. But let me get the Okay, so RICO stands for Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations. That is the meaning of a RICO charge. Again, RICO, a RICO charge. RICO stands for Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations. So that is the meaning of RICO. I see Sarah's in the building. Sarah, thanks for joining. I see Jason is here. Jason, thanks for joining. Sarah says, hi, Diamond. RICO, Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. Sarah's on point tonight. Woo! Sarah got it all right. Oh, wow, easy does it. Thank you for that, Sarah. Jason says, hey to the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button down below, y'all. So today we're going to talk about this. This is the question. We're going to go in a whole different direction tonight. We're going to go in a different direction tonight, guys. I'm going to put this up here again. A few months ago, Jay-Z, Meek Mill, I think Killer Mike, Robin Thicke, there were Fat Joe. There were a number of artists. Saying that they sent this letter over to. I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna put it up on screen here, so you guys can read this with me right here, right now. Let's read this together, right? So, Jay-Z, Meek Mill, and more push for a law that would stop New York prosecutors using rap lyrics as evidence. If passed, prosecutors would be required to provide clear and convincing evidence that lyrics cited as evidence are literal rather than figurative or fiction. So what this law is trying to do is, the law that they're trying to pass in New York is they're trying to say that when rap artists are using their lyrics in their songs, they're actually trying to take those lyrics, put meaning to it, and use it against these artists in court. But we're going to go in a slightly different direction tonight. I want to put something up here. I want to put something up where we're going to start this conversation. Let me get this piece up here. Hold on a second. Hold on one second. Let me get this piece. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, here we go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, so if you haven't watched the video that we put up a video a few days ago of the district attorney laying out the charges, and she went on to speak. She went on to speak about why this case is being brought forward. I'm going to read this for you here. This is when she had her speech. This is her words. She says, very shortly after becoming the district attorney, I sat down with Miss Thomas' mother. This was a young person that got killed in Atlanta. With Mr. Thomas' mother, and I made her a promise that her son was as valuable as any other person in our community, and I would put resources on the case and do everything I could to make sure her son had justice. Willis said Tuesday afternoon at the press conference. The indictment alleges that Young Thug and the leaders of the 6 Money Murder gang had conversation stating that sacrifices must be made and soldiers must fall in order for the war to be won. So they are saying that these are the words that are being used by Young Thug. These are the exact words that he used back in, I think it was 2012, when that young man got killed, and that's when their investigation started. I'm going to read this again. The indictment alleges Young Thug and leaders of the 6 Money Murder gang had conversations stating that sacrifices must be made and soldiers must fall in order for the war to be won. and this is the district attorney. Willis says gangs are connected to much of the city's crime problems. This is a very important part. This is a very important part. Listen to this right here. She said, "My number one focus is targeting gangs," Willis announced. "They are using conservatively 75 to 80%. 75 to 80% of all of the violent crimes that we are seeing in our community, so they have to be rooted out of our community." So you are saying that the sex, money, murder gang, they are committing 75 to 80% of the crime. So this is the direction we're going to go today. This is the direction we're going to go today. Is the government doing the right thing by getting these guys off of the street? Is the government doing the right thing by monitoring their Instagram, their social media, their songs, taking their lyrics out of their songs and using it against them in court? How many times for the last few years have we seen artists commit crimes and then go in their songs and put the crimes in the songs? How many times have we seen artists taunt other enemies in songs? How many times have we seen artists flashing guns in videos? How many times have you had shootouts at videos where somebody's having a video shoot and another rival gang comes by? How many young people in these communities must die before the government does something about it? We're going in a different direction tonight. I'm asking you guys tonight, is the government doing the right thing by taking these guys off of the street? She said 75 to 80% of the crimes. Sex, money, murder gang. They are responsible for 75 to 80% of the crimes in their communities. Let me hit the comments. Let me see what you're talking about tonight. Hope everybody's doing good on this Thursday night. Don't forget to hit that like button as soon as you get up in here. Diamond says, right now it's reason for this charges. We just read the reasons for the charges. Diamond, Sarah has a comment. Sarah says, "This is the paralegal in me." Thank you very much, Sarah, for that. You had that. You were on point with that, Sarah. Thank you for that, Sarah. Tribal Gigolos in the building. Tribal, thanks for joining. Don't forget, y'all, go join 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Yo, go join Tribal's channel. Tribal says, "Salute to the chat." Shout out. Tribal says, "Lock up both Thug and Gunna for good. They make terrible music." Oh. Oh man, Tribal is out of control, yo. Diamond on it says, shout out to Tribal. Tribal says, shout out to Jason. Tribal has another comment. Tribal says, "Crime was here before we were born. Crime will always be here, no matter who is to blame." That's a pretty good point. There's a lot of things going on in the world that we sometimes cannot control. Some we can. I'm going to put this back up here again. So like I said, a few months ago, people laughed at Jay-Z and Meek Mills and these guys when they proposed this, when they said New York is trying to pass the law where they're going to use drill music's rap lyrics against them in court. There were a lot of people that looked at Jay-Z and said, Jay-Z, he's not doing anything for people. He's in a position he's not doing. And they spoke about this. They spoke about this very thing that they're doing now. But if you read the statements, they've been following these guys since 2012. So over 10 years, they have been monitoring these guys. Is the district attorney and police officers doing the right thing by using rap lyrics against these rappers? I'll say, I grew up on hard, rugged, and sometimes downright crazy rap lyrics in my lifetime. I've listened to a lot of different rap lyrics. I've recited a lot of different rap lyrics. But I've never really did anything bad with my listening to rap lyrics, so I don't think I turned out bad. So I can't say that rap lyrics make me do something, make me not do something. But there are people out there that rap lyrics do affect them. I'm going to read this statement right here for you guys. So remember, they went to Young Thug's house and picked him up. This is a statement from the News Center. Law enforcement officers discovered drugs and guns while executing a search warrant on the rapper's home, on Young Thug's home. When they went to pick him up, law enforcement officers discovered drugs and guns while executing a search warrant on the rapper's home earlier this week, resulting in several new charges. We're going to go into the charges in a few seconds, which resulted in extra charges. So on top of the charges he already had, when they went to pick him up with the search warrant at his home, they found all the stuff, they added extra, resulting in several new charges, ranging from possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute, controlled substance with intent to distribute, to possession of firearms during commission of a felon. So that means that he is a felon, he is not supposed to own firearms. Okay, so if you're a felon, you're not supposed to have any firearms. So they went to the home, they found firearms at the home, they found drugs that were intent to distribute. Let me finish the statement. These are in addition to Thug's 2 charges in the YSL indictment, including conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corruption Organization, the RICO law, and 1 count of participation in criminal street gang activity. Let me give you guys the charges. I'm going to give you guys the charges. Let's put the charges up in front here so we can go over the charges here. I don't know if you saw this, but let's go over this. I don't know if you guys saw this. So I'm going to read this with you guys right now. Okay, so as you can see his name there, William Jeffrey Lamar. So these were his charges: conspiracy to violate the RICO law, participation in criminal street gang activity, participation in street gang, so you know what they mean. Possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. Possession of marijuana. So yes, they found weed, but they found enough where it was fees that they were intending to sell. Okay, right? VGCSA, possession of a Schedule 3, 4, or 5 controlled substance with intent to distribute. So other than marijuana, they had something else there. I don't know what that is. Intent to distribute as well. Possession of a firearm during commission of a felon. Okay, again, he's a felon. He's not supposed to own any firearms. Possession of a sawed-off shotgun, sawed-off rifle, machine gun, dangerous weapon, or silencer. So not only did he have a shotgun, he had a sawed-off shotgun, he had a sawed-off rifle, he had a machine gun, and he had silencers, all of that stuff. Unlawful per person employed by associated with criminal street gang. So there were other stuff. So these are all the charges that are going. Listen. Is the government doing the right thing by taking these guys off of the street and putting them behind. The guy has all of these guns in his house. He's already a felon. He has all of this substance that he's intent to sell. I don't know if he wants to sell it or not. Intent to sell. Solid. Hit the comments, y'all. Let me hear what y'all got to say today. I need to hear from you guys today. Hit the comments. What do you think about this? Do you think it's wrong that the government is using rap lyrics to use against these rappers? Should Young Thug have all of these in his house knowing that he's a felon? 2012, they've been watching them. Since 2012, they have been monitoring them. A 10-year gap, they have been monitoring these guys. Hit the comment down below. Let me hear what y'all got to say. Don't forget to hit the like button down below when you join. Let me see what y'all saying up in here, man. Let me see what the chat got to say today. Diamond Onyx says, Triborough, salute. Salute to Tri from Diamond. Triborough has another comment. Triborough says, Luther Campbell won against censorship in rap. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is very important. I like that line. Artists shouldn't be held accountable for lyrics. You can't be responsible for everyone's actions. I like this comment. Because not only in rap do artists use lyrics where they're I shot the sheriff from Bob Marley and who shot who. A lot of different genres use lyrics where they're talking about doing this and doing that. So, but here's the other thing. The question I have: are other genres of music people dying at the rate where African Americans are dying with streets and gang wars? Are other cultures dying as much as that? I send that to you guys. Let me hear what you guys say about that. Mr. Molly is in the building. Mr. Molly, thanks for joining the stream. I want to read Trevor's comment one more time before we move on. Luther Campbell won against censorship in rap. Freedom of speech. Artists shouldn't be held accountable for lyrics. We can't be responsible for everyone's actions. And like I said earlier, I've listened to a lot of crazy rap lyrics in my life, yo. I came up in the 80s, the Cool G raps. Okay, there were a lot of stuff being thrown out there. I came up in the NWA day. Okay, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Chickens and shit, bro. I came up in that era. I came up in the Jay-Z, Nas, Locks, Street, Camera. I came up in that era, so I've listened to a lot of crazy rap lyrics in my life, but it has not influenced me to cross that line. So I like that comment from Triborough. That's a really nice comment. Thank you for that comment, Triborough. Mr. Malloy, M-A-L-L-O-Y. Sorry if I butchered your name, Mr. Malloy. Mr. Malloy is in the building. Thank you for that, Mr. Malloy. Drop a comment. Mr. Malloy says, tough fire. Sarah has a comment. Sarah says, some people are impressionable and act on what they hear. Ooh. Act on what they see. Some people have poor judgment. We are living in the craziest of times. I saw somebody post today on social media. I saw someone post that they don't feel bad for a rap artist. And it made me think a little bit. Again, I'm gonna say that again. They said that they don't feel bad for a rap artist. And the person went on to say these artists are now making millions and millions of dollars and are able to change their lives, but they continue to do the same street stuff that they were doing before they had money. And that kind of jolted me. If you get in the position where you're able to change your life, a lot of us are trying to better our lives. Most people try to get a better job. Some people play the lotto. Some people work on their career, go back to school, get a degree. Most people are trying to improve their lives. Most people are trying to get more money to improve how they live their life situations. A lot of these artists get to a point where the money is not a problem anymore. They have the money. You look at Gunna and Young Thug, draped out in jewelry. They're flying on private jets. So the money part of struggling is no more. If you reach that point where you don't have those sort of problems, you don't have a problem with paying your car note, you don't have a problem with paying rent, paying mortgage, you don't have a problem with looking in your bank account, you can't buy food for the week. You're looking and you don't have money saved up for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. If you've already eliminated those problems, why still stay in these gang-related phases, knowing that nowadays, knowing that you see what they're doing. You see what they're doing. Taxstone is locked down. Rollo is locked down. They got Tekashi, they let him out. A lot of these guys are they taking you guys off the streets, man. So if you know this is the end result and you have the money, why not move away from that? So that comment kind of stuck with me. Thank you for that comment, Sarah. That's a beautiful comment. Triborough has a comment. Triborough says, these are humans that can't think for themselves. Followers at Sarah. Sarah says, yes, some people don't think for themselves. So it is plausible that these lyrics are inciting this hideous behavior. That's another thing we need to talk about. I can sit here and tell you guys that rap music did not influence me to do anything crazy in my life. But I'll be lying to you if I don't listen to rap lyrics today and you can hear in the rap lyrics that these artists are either taunting other people or sending messages to other people, or in some cases admitting to what they did in some of these rap lyrics. I can't sit here and not deny that. This goes on all the time now. All the time. But my question to you guys is the government doing the right thing by getting these guys up off the streets? They've been watching these guys since 2012, ever since that young man got killed. And the district attorney, she stated herself that she told the mother of that child she is going to make a change. She said herself she is going to make a change. Here is another statement from the news article. Let me pull up this news article here. Hold up. This is the district attorney speaking again. She says, several of the YSL gang members worked together to kill rival gang members Donovan Thomas in 2015. The indictment says Young Thug went on social media and made videos about Thomas' murder a couple of weeks after Thomas was killed. So not only are they watching you, they're watching all of their social media posts. They're watching their videos. You can see here, she said, he went on social media and made a video about Thomas a couple weeks after Thomas was killed. A rental car used in the killing was tracked back to some of the members from YSL. If the government takes 10 years to put together a RICO charge against you, they probably have a lot of stuff put together coming at these guys. And again, they've been working on it since 2012. So I'm going to hear from you all tonight. How do you feel about this? Do you agree with the government using rap lyrics against artists? Do you think Young Thug is going to get some time for this? Do you think Young Thug and Gunna is going to be locked up for life when this is all said and done? Or is the government wrong? Rap lyrics is music. Freedom of speech. You guys said. You guys said freedom of speech. Should we be able to make lyrics and say whatever we want to say? It's a free country. This is America. Is the government wrong for doing what they're doing? Targeting black. They're not targeting country singers. They're not targeting the rock singers. They're not targeting those other genres. Let me hear from you guys tonight. Hit the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're here right now. Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. I'm going to go with some more comments. I'm going to go back to Sarah's comment before we go on. Sarah said, yes, some people don't think for themselves, so it is plausible that these lyrics are inciting this hideous behavior. Triborough has a comment. Triborough says, no celebrity, athlete, or rap artist should be raising these kids. That's on the parent. That is another good comment as well. When do we put some blame on the parents of these people that are doing these crimes? That is a great point as well. A child learns nothing without their parents, the home that they're in, the schools they go to, who they hang out outside, friends with. These are all things that they pick up along with life. I'm going to read that again from Triborough. Triborough says, no celebrity, athlete, or rap artist should be raising these kids. That's on the parents. And that was at Sarah. Sarah says, freedom of speech will always win, but something has to be done to minimize the violence. You guys got some good comments tonight. You guys are knocking out the park tonight. Let me read that again from Sarah. Freedom of speech will always win, but something has to be done to minimize the violence. I agree. There is a lot of violence in America today. I don't know what it is. Every time you turn around, there is something in the news about a shooting, a fighting, a push. There is too. I don't know if we are just so connected to social media that it just seems like it's an abundance of it. But every time you turn on the news, something is going on. Who do we blame for this uprise in violence? Why does young thug need a sawed-off shotgun, a sawed-off rifle? What is a sawed-off rifle? What's this? Wait. What's a sawed-off rifle? Silencers? Silencers? Thank you for that comment, Sarah. Triborough has a comment. Triborough says, rap is not the reason why there is violence out here. That's just an easy way for the government to censor the culture and find something to blame for what's going on in the streets. Okay, wait. I gotta challenge that, Triborough. I gotta challenge that. I gotta challenge that. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Somebody just said that music does influence. Somebody just said that before. So, a lot of these teenagers, 20s, 30-year-olds today, there are a lot of people out here right now that are under the influence. Think about all of your close friends. Everyone that's watching this right now, everyone that is watching this right now, think of your close circle. Think of the 4, 5, 6 people that's close in your circle right now. How many of them are medicated every single day? How many of your close friends are drinking alcohol every day? How many of your close friends are smoking weed every day? How many of your close friends are popping pills every day? How many of your close friends are drinking lean, how many of your close friends, I'm talking to every one of you guys right out there right now. Take your circle. Take your circle. How many of them are under some sort of medicated state? And I use alcohol, I use weed, I'm putting everything in there. How many of your close friends do you know are living life today without any influence in their body on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? Who do you know goes a day or a week without any influence in their body? And then you add the music that we're playing right now. Listen to some of the music that you're listening. Come to New York and listen to the drill music in New York right now. So you're telling me, on top of this angry state a lot of these people are in today, there's a lot of angry people out here today. On top of that, half of them are medicated on a daily basis. And then this genre of music, conscious music is not popping right now. People are listening to Most Def and Talib Kweli right now. That's a plug. They're not. Okay, come here to New York. The drill scene is all the way to the moon. That's not influencing people to do crimes. Hit the comment section down below, yo. Triborough, I'm going to read that comment again from Triborough. Very good comment. I like this comment. Triborough Gigolo says, rap is not the reason why there is violence out there. That's just an easy way for the government to censor the culture and find someone to blame for what's going on in the streets. At Sarah. Diamond Onyx has a comment. Diamond Onyx says, hogwash. Type looking for more reasons they are. Diamond Onyx is not on board. Diamond Onyx says, Triborough, true point. That is a good point by Triborough. That was a really good point. Triborough has another comment. Triborough says, if crackheads listen to a Will Smith album, what they are still crackheads. Will Smith lyrics had nothing to do with people taking drugs. That was a personal choice by the person, not the artist. Triborough has some good points. Triborough has some good points. I don't believe that music should make anybody be influenced. But we all know in life, people are influenced by the smallest of things. When you go into a church and the person says, hallelujah, praise the Lord, you get influenced by that and you may turn religious. There are many, even though Triborough, it may not affect you like that, there are people out here that don't have the strong mindset to think on their own. I think there is a percentage of people out there. Let's take Tupac and Biggie, for instance. Many people would say that it was neither Tupac's crew that had anything to do with Biggie's death. Many people will think that Biggie's death had nothing to do with the beef on Tupac's crew side. Many people would think that nobody in Tupac's crew was responsible for killing Biggie. Yet still, somebody from the West Coast put it upon themselves to tell me I'm wrong. I understand. Some of us are very strong-minded, Triborough. I agree. Some of us are strong-minded. But there are some weak-minded people out here. A lot. People tell you, oh, they heard voices. He made me do it. This made me do it. That made me do it. It's. Hit the comment section. Triborough, thank you for that comment. Diamond Onyx is laughing. Triborough says, I guess I'm not easy lead as others are. That is good, and that is an amazing point. There are some people out there that have stronger minds on their shoulders than others. My mother always told me there are leaders and there are followers. Who are you going to be? There are leaders and there are followers. Some people are born and are strong enough to be leaders. Some people, they don't have the mindset or the strength or the will to lead, and they want to be followers. Triborough has another comment. Triborough says people gotta have common sense and stop blaming rap music for what's wrong with the world. I totally agree. I totally agree. I don't think we should be using music as a scapegoat. We got Dope Kenny in the building. Dope Kenny, thank you for joining the stream. Dope Kenny says West Side versus East Side. Oof, okay. Triborough has another comment. Triborough says, if the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, thinks drill music is the reason why there is violence out here, then he won't make it to his second term as mayor. I remember there was some time back that the mayor did say that he wants to cut down on the radio with having drill music being played. So I think that's what Triborough is speaking of there. He did say that drill music is the cause of some of the violence here in New York City. I'm not saying that it totally is everything, but I think it has some part to play. Some of the music today, like I said, there are some music you can listen to and you can hear verses in these tracks where the artist is either bragging about doing something, telling the ops what they're going to do when they see them, and a lot of times these things play out sometimes. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't think that drill music has anything to do with it. I think there's a percentage of music that influence people. I think there's a percentage of people that get influenced by music. Thanks for that comment, Triborough. I'm going to go down. Sarah has a comment. Sarah says, these parents need to stop paying for these artists' album and tickets for these athletes. End the cycle today. Stop the violence. Well, let me read that again. Comment from Sarah. These parents need to stop paying for these artists' albums and tickets for these athletes. End the cycle today. Stop the violence. Hashtag. That's a loaded statement. I'm going to start with parenting, and that is a good point. There was a time when I think when NWA really started to get popular, I think the mayor or something like that bought up all the NWA CDs and put them on a highway and took a steamroller and ran all over them and said that they're not going to play this stuff in their city. I think parents do have a part to play in what their kids listen to and watch. It's tough nowadays because every child nowadays past the age of 8 has a cell phone or a tablet in their hand. So 24 hours of the day, does everybody monitor what your child views? So that's a good point. It starts with parents. But there are a lot of 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds that go to concerts. So I don't know if the money is still coming from the parents to go out and go to a concert, if the money is still coming from the parent to go out and buy a CD, or again, just to go on their phone. But I do agree, parents need to play a part in this. And I do agree with the hashtag Stop the Violence. Something has to be done. It's way too much. It's out of control. Sarah, thank you for that. That's a great comment. Diamond Onyx has a comment. Diamond said we must slow down hurting ourselves from violence too. At Sarah. Yes, too much violence. Diamond Onyx says black on black crime is never ending in some communities. And that's a conversation we're going to have one of these days. We're going to talk about communities where we think that because of the communities, we expect violence in these communities. Why are these communities like this? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I'll go to the next comment. I'm gonna say this right here. Here in Jamaica, Queens, there's an epidemic of people purchasing items and throwing garbage on the floor. So I'm just gonna give you instances. I will see people walk into the store. Let's say they buy a soda, they come out, they take the straw wrapper, and destroy it. I see people buy popcorn or chips or whatever, eat the chips, and as soon as they're finished, just throw the bag on the floor. I would see people drink soda, drink beer, whatever the case is, drink it, take the bottle and just throw the bottle on the floor. When just here in New York City, most, if not most, every block has a garbage can. So it doesn't take much for us to hold on to that trash till you get to the garbage can, throw it in the garbage can, and keep the streets clean. No, you walk around here in New York City streets, the streets are filthy. But here's what I'm going to say. Long Island is not too far from Jamaica, Queens. Like Jamaica, Queens, there's Belrose, and you go over into Long Island. There's a lot of neighborhoods in Long Island where you don't see any garbage on the floor. And there are less garbage cans, and there are people moving about. So why is it that in our communities, we do that in our communities, but there are some other communities that they don't do those sorts of things? Litter in your own community. We're going to have that conversation one day as well. Hit the comment section down below. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Versus is coming this Saturday. Cypress Hill versus Onyx. I need to know who y'all going with. I'm going to watch this versus, and we're going to do a versus recap on Sunday. So Sunday, look out for a versus recap. We're going to do versus recap. Onyx versus Cypress Hill. Are there going to be any guest appearances? Who do you think is going to show up? I'm hyped for it. Hit the comments. Let me know who you think is going to win this versus. Don't forget to like the video. Hit the like button. If you're here right now, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We got a new reaction video coming soon. We got a couple artists that we're doing reaction videos for. So we're going to give you all those reaction videos pretty soon, coming up pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. We got another video dropping this weekend. We had some requests from you guys. So we got some videos coming this weekend with some requested stuff. And also, summertime is coming, so new merch is on the way. Keep an eye out for the merch. All right, let me get back to the comment section. Let me see what y'all talking about. I'm going to go back to Diamond Nana's comment. Diamond says, black on black crime is never ending in some communities. Sarah says, at Diamond, black and brown people are still plagued by the Willie Lynch syndrome. Ooh. Ooh. Sarah is going deep today. Let me read those two. Let me read those two comments one more time. Those are back-to-back comments. First comment is from Diamond Onyx. Diamond says, black on black crime is never ending in some communities. And then Sarah responds, black and brown people are still plagued by the Willie Lynch syndrome. Hashtag primary cause. Ooh, you guys are on it tonight, man. I can't even. Diamond, thanks for that. Sarah, thanks for that comment. You guys are just. That's heavy. All right. Tribal has a comment. Tribal says, I agree. Kids are impressionable and they do things they might hear through music. All right? But that's when the parent have got to step in. It's not on the artist just because someone heard a song about taking drugs. Again, I agree. I agree. Since I was a young lad to now, I have witnessed and listened to a lot of lyrics with drug use. Growing up in the 90s, there was a lot of drug use in the music in the 90s. Now there's still a lot of drug use. In the 70s, there was a lot of drug use in the music. So that hasn't changed. And I do agree. When it comes to young kids, parents have to step in. But what about the 20-somethings? What about the 30-somethings? A lot of these crimes that we are seeing committed right now are not by, I won't say teenagers. A lot of them are 18, 19, 25, 30. These aren't little kids anymore. Yeah, some of them probably still live with their parents, but you understand what I'm saying. A lot of these crimes, Young Thug is not a child. Gunna is not a child. 6ix9ine, he's not a child. Thank you for that comment, Triborough. That was a good comment. I like that. Diamond Onyx says, hyped music. Heck, the verse is coming up. But both artists have hardcore lyrics. Go figure. Who are you going with, Diamond? You going with Cypress or you going with Onyx? I need y'all to hit the comments down below. Triborough says Cypress Hill for the win. Sarah says thank you, Triborough. Diamond says nope. A celebration of culture music is is slam. Thank you for that, Sarah. Thank you for that. So Sarah's going with Onyx. I'm going with Onyx as well. Onyx. I'm home team, man. New York City. Diamond Onyx says mental health is real. And Triborough says, I've been a long-time fan of Cypress Hill music. Not once did they ever make me light a blunt. If I ever did it, was my own choice, not be real. Shout out to you, Triborough, for having strong mental. We live in a world where every turn that we take, there is influence. We live in a world where we all have devices in our hands that give us information at every single second of the day. We live in a world where every time we walk out the house, there is someone under the influence. I just ask you guys to look at your circle, your close friends around you. How many of them do you know that are medicated on a daily basis, are medicated on a weekly basis? How many people, when you go to work, are under the influence of alcohol, weed? How many people, when you're coming home, commute, driving in the car, and you're lighting up, they're lighting up in the car, taking pills in the car, coming home? How many people you know driving the train could be under the influence? We live in a world where drug use and alcohol use is at an all-time high. People are trying to get away from the hardships of life. So drugs and alcohol play a big part in what we see today in our world. Think about a world where it didn't have any drugs or alcohol, guns or knives. Would it be different? Would it be less violence? Would it be less killings? How do we clean up our neighborhoods? I ask you guys at the top of the show, is the government right for doing this? Triborough said, if Mayor Adams thinks that stopping drill music is going to stop crime, how do you stop crime? How do you stop crime when you look at the news in New York City? 2 young men robbing a young lady in a hallway with a gun to her child's head. A young man pushes an old man in the mailbox and robs him while he's checking for his mail. A man walks down into the subway and beats an old lady who can hardly walk with a hammer. 2 men run up in a jewelry store window, break the windows, young men, and steal jewelry. How do you stop the crime that's going on in the city right now? Young men and ladies all over New York City are running into department stores, Macy's and Louis Vuittons, and doing quick grabs. These aren't kids. These aren't little children. These are 20-somethings, 30-somethings that are doing these crimes. How do you stop the crime that's going on right now? How does the regular man, the regular woman that just wants to get up in the morning, make their coffee, jump in their car and go to work, earn some money to feed their family? The regular man that works 40, 45 hours a week to save some money so he can buy a house one day. The regular family that wants to have their kids go to the park and play basketball and not hear a gunshot and think it's their child? How do you stop the crime? You have all of these young men that have all these guns, sawed-off shotguns, sawed-off rifles, silencers in their homes. What do you do about these people? I want to thank you all for coming here tonight. I'm going to hit the chat one more time before we get up out of here. We're close to the hour mark. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me hear from you guys. Government is trying. They are moving to using artists' lyrics against them in court. This is not going away. Jay-Z and other artists have spoke about this, that they want to stop New York from passing the bill where they can legally do this. They're still working on that. But do you think that they should? Do you think they should be holding some of these artists accountable for what they put in their lyrics? Taunting their ops. Going on social media and posting things that they did, things that they said. Let me hit some more comments before we get up out of here. Triborough says, Cypress Hill for the win. Diamond Onyx says, mental health is real. Sarah says, I grew up in the South Bronx during the crack era. Chain snatching era. 90s was crazy. The roof is on fire era. The roof is on fire. We don't need no more to let the Sarah, bring it back. Let me bring that comment back. Sarah says, I grew up in the South Bronx during the crack era, chain snatching era, the roof is on fire era. The streets was so unsafe, my mother homeschooled me from 1st grade to 11th grade. Yeah, crime has been around. Crime has been around for as far back as we can remember. Is that the answer? We homeschool our children? Are we so scared that something would happen to our children that... And homeschooling, I think, is a great idea too. I know there's a lot of parents that are homeschooling. And Sarah, you turned out to be a very, very beautiful, amazing person. So shout out to moms. But you can see, even her mother was scared to have her child walk the streets, go to school in that era. And it's still going on today. These things are still going on today. Just today, there was a shooting on Grand Street in Flushing. A young man was shot and he ran into a school to get help. Just today, just this morning here in New York City. Thank you for that comment, Sarah. Sarah says, hashtag safety, hashtag parenting. Triborough has a comment. Triborough says, it still comes down to standards and values. I like that. I like that. We're living in a time where people's standards are very low. A lot of values that we should be teaching our children. I walk around sometimes and I question, are we passing on those values to our kids? So I like that. Standards and values, Triborough says. Diamond Onyx says, the rats love NYC, the rodents I mean. Oh my God, Diamond, that's wrong. I live in New York, Diamond, but we do have a lot of rodents in New York, though. Diamond Eye says, recap on Sunday, how cool. Yes, we're going to do a versus recap Sunday, so look out for that. We're going to hit 2 more comments. We're on the hour mark. We're going to hit Triborough. We're going to hit Sarah. We're going to be up out of here. Triborough says, the problem is you have kids raising kids. Facts. Back in the days, your parents weren't listening to the same type of music that you did. Facts. My aunts and my sisters, they were listening to Michael Jackson and stuff, and I was listening to like crazy reggae and stuff. So, and Luther Vandross, Anita Baker, they put me on to that music. So facts. Let me finish this. Back in the day, your parents weren't listening to the same type of music that you did. These days, the parents listen to what their kids listen to. That's an amazing comment. I never thought about that. That is true. You look at all these TikTok videos with the parents and the kids. Let me don't go into the TikTok videos. Thank you for that comment, Triborough. Final comment goes to Sarah. Sarah says, we don't need to homeschool our children, but we can censor what they digest, see, and listen to. I'm going to ask you this, Sarah. I'm going to ask you this. If we censor what we want our kids to watch and see, are they going to find a way to watch and listen to it anyway? A question. I'm asking that question. I'm going to wait till you answer that question. That's a good statement. And I do believe in homeschooling. I think that I think there are some things that school does nowadays that it's not giving. When I was growing up, school was slightly different than some of the schooling now. Some of the things they're doing in school now, it's just not there in the schools these days. There's a lot of curriculums and music class and shop class and teaching you skills. A lot of those things are being taken away from schools. Computer class, some schools, they take away that. Art classes, they've taken away a lot of that. So there's a lot of things that's going on in school these days that they've taken away in the last 10 years that the school system's a little bit different today. But I'm going to wait till Sarah drops a comment to that. I'm going to read that comment again. We don't need to homeschool our children, but we can censor what they digest, see, and listen to. Diamond has the mean face. Onyx. Diamond has the Onyx face. So we're going to get ready to get up out of here, y'all. Thank you all for coming through. Again, if you're here right now, hit the like button down below. Don't forget, share the channel. Hit the subscribe button down below. This weekend, we got a lot of stuff coming this weekend for y'all. So keep your eyes open, man. We coming with some stuff this weekend. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to watch our videos. Share the videos if you can. It's your boy Onslaught Tree. I'm going to see y'all on Sunday.